I am your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba. This is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Peace. And welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast. I am your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba. And this is our Cultural Variety Podcast show. How y'all doing this evening? Please bear with me. I'm having a microphone malfunction going on over here. Just noticed it prior to the show coming on, so I do apologize to my fans. But welcome back. This is our third season tonight, or should I say this is our third season. And if you've been rocking with us, man, we really appreciate you. No doubt, we really appreciate you. This is our Saturday night segment, which we call Grown Folks Social Hour. And what we like to do is we like to come together, man, and we like to have a good time, man. We like to have some laughter, some humor, some good dialogue, a social hour, Grown Folks Social Hour. So we like to joke. We like to speak candidly, openly, and have fun, sense of humor. So that's exactly what this show is about tonight. But being that it's our third season, in tonight's first episode, we're going to dive into this hot topic that's been going on since the NBA draft, and that's about Bronny James being selected between 51st and 55th. He was selected to play for the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA draft. As you all know, if you haven't been sleeping under a rock, his father also plays for the Lakers, NBA scoring leader, Lebron James. Give me one moment. Can you hear me? Leave it in the comments if you can hear me. But yeah, so we're going to be talking about Bronny James being selected by the Los Angeles Lakers, captain of that team, LeBron James. And we're also going to talk about the word nepotism. We definitely want to break it down completely so that we can bear understanding for those that may have never heard the word, for those that may think that the word is new, and it's not. So tonight we're going to talk about nepotism. Are you guilty of it? That's what we want to ask. Is it a bad thing? Is it a good thing? Let's go ahead and hear from our viewers tonight, and we're definitely going to get to the bottom of it and let you know what our thoughts are. So we are open. If you feel like dropping us a line, saying what up, peace, salam, go ahead and leave that in the comments. We definitely can see you. Peace to y'all as well. Give me one more minute. All right. I'm just trying to get right for y'all. You know what I mean? So again, we are happy to be back to Coffee Talk Podcast. How's y'all summer been going thus far? Where my microphone's a little loose there. We may be switching that around a little bit later. But how are you doing tonight? What did you do today? What have you been doing this summer? Peace and respect to all of y'all that may have children that's graduated from higher learning institutions such as high school or college or whatnot. All right, so if you're new to the show, Coffee Talk Podcast, we never start a show without giving you the flavor, its wise words, and of course, tonight's topic. So the flavor is anything that is flavorful, anything that you might perhaps be sipping on a nice, humid, but calm summer night. You know what I'm saying? So let's jump right into it. Tonight's flavor is the Vesper Martini. That's right, the Vesper Martini. The Vesper Martini was made famous by James Bond, Mr. 007. The Vesper Martini is a vodka and a gin, along with a Lillet Blanc, a half ounce of Lillet Blanc. So that's what we're sipping on tonight is the Vesper Martini, again, made famous by James Bond. That's definitely the flavor. So how do you make a Vesper Martini? Well, I'll let you know. To make a Vesper Martini, you need 3 ounces of gin, 1 ounce of vodka, and a half ounce of Lillet Blanc. Lillet Blanc. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Lillet Blanc. Mix all 3 of those together. Shake, but do not stir. And that's how you put together a Vesper Martini. Again, a martini that was made famous by James Bond, Mr. 007. So that's what tonight's flavor is. What are y'all sipping on? Go ahead and let me know. Leave a comment. And while you're there, hit the like button. And most definitely share the videos. Let them know that we are on tonight live and direct on this Saturday. Hey, y'all, I want to show you what I got right here. You see that? I got me a nice bowl with some real watermelon. You know, what y'all on, man? Are y'all on the patio tonight? Having martinis, Vesper martinis? Let me know. Go ahead and leave that in the comments. Let us know here at Coffee Talk Podcast. All right. Next up is the wise words. That's right. Wise words is something that we do all the time on the show. It helps sets the tone. It also provides empowerment, encouragement, motivation. So we always like to give you a little bit of wise words to put into your coffee, like cream, you know what I mean? Or whatever you're sipping on. Again, tonight's flavor is Vesper Martini. But you know, whatever you're sipping on, whether that be water, wine, a smoothie, a latte, a cappuccino, a beer, whatever it is, let us know. And welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so the wise words tonight is by a motivational speaker that's been speaking for 30 years or so to millions of people, uplifting people, showing them how to become entrepreneurs, showing them how to make money. This gentleman goes by the name of Mr. Tony Robbins. And Tony Robbins' wise words is this: setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into visible. We're going to say that one more time. Tonight's wise words is from Tony Robbins. And the wise words is setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into visible. Those are Coffee Talk's wise words by motivational speaker, Mr. Tony Robbins. All right. This is what I want to do, because y'all know how we get down on Saturday night Grown Folk Social Hour. Again, man, we like to have fun, enjoy ourselves. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little bit of time to be able to come in and check out the show. So I'm going to get ready to go ahead and put you on a 30-second commercial break so I can go ahead and get myself together here. You can get yourself together, possibly even pour yourself another Vesper Martini, which is the flavor of the night or whatever you're sipping on. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a 30-second commercial break. And when I be back, we're going to be talking about nepotism. LeBron James, Bronny James, and the Los Angeles Lakers. This is Big Dot, Coffee Talk Podcast, and we'll be back in 30 seconds. All right, we back. Welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast. This is our Saturday night Grown Folk Social Hour. This is also season 3, episode 1. We are back, and I'm happy to be back, man. It's been a while, man. It's been since like February when we ended our season 2 and took a hiatus to get some personal things done. You know what I mean? But I'm happy to be back with y'all. Happy to have y'all back viewing our show. Happy because I noticed some good things in store for y'all. And, you know, I just love the fact that y'all supporting the show. You know what I mean? I know some of y'all probably ain't went out yet. It's only 10:14. Some of y'all's probably out the door. Some of y'all's listening to the show as you drive. And some of y'all's chilling on your patios and you've been down with Coffee Talk Podcast for 3 years. So we want to go ahead and salute y'all, man. Y'all are the real heroes. As you can see, if you can see me, because we are audio and visual, but if you can see me, I'm just rolling up a little something. Just trying to make myself comfortable, you know what I mean? Got a little bit of watermelon on the left, on the right of me. And, you know, I'm just trying to make myself comfortable. But how y'all doing today? How is your day going? How has your day been? You know, let me know. On a scale of 1 through 3, with 3 being the highest level, if you've had a great day today, go ahead and put in the number 3 in the comments. If you had an okay day, so-so day, can't complain day, go ahead and put in a number 2. And if you're not having that good of a day, got a lot on your mind or going through some obstacles or adversity, you know, we here with you, man. Definitely leave a comment in the inbox if you need to reach out, talk to somebody, or just have somebody be an ear. And also, man, you know, try again, you know what I mean? But never give up. So that's all I want to tell you. Here from us here at Coffee Talk Podcast is that we believe in you, man. We believe in you, Miss Lady. We believe in you, my guy. So keep on rising to the top. What's your favorite fruit, man? Whatever your favorite fruit is, go ahead and leave that in the comments. Put it in the comments. Let me know that you're here. Coffee Talk Podcast. You don't want to be nowhere else but right here. You know. Let's go ahead and talk about it. What everybody else has been talking about as far as this nepotism. Nepotism. We're going to go ahead and give you 2 different definitions of nepotism. And then we want to go ahead and elaborate a little bit. So feel free to join us. According to Google, I went to Google just to pull up the definition from the Merriam-Webster dictionary. But the definition of nepotism, we're going to give you 2. The first one means favoritism based on kinship. That's right. Favoritism based on kinship. So that's one part of nepotism. All right. The second part definition of nepotism is this: the act of granting an advantage, privilege, or position to relatives in an occupation or field. And these fields may vary, of course, but these fields include in business, politics, academia, entertainment, sports, religion, and even healthcare. Nepotism. Nepotism means favoritism based on kinship. So let's go ahead and talk about it. When Bronny James got drafted, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I was watching the draft. It was different, and maybe that's because us basketball fans are getting older. It's a new era, but I really didn't know too many people. I saw the first 4 picks all came from like France and the European leagues. And of course, we know where that's headed. You know, basketball is going to be global and pretty soon, you know. But yeah, it's starting to seem like, I don't know, maybe it's getting whitewashed a little bit. And I don't want to use that term other than for whatever meaning it means. You know what I mean? I'm not here to be negative towards anybody because, of course, we appreciate all our viewers. But we're going to use the word for what it is. And what that means is kind of like baseball. When baseball had all black players, you know, and then it started to become a lot of other people who got involved with baseball, from the Dominicans, South America, you know, places like that, all over. And because of the fact that basketball is a global sport, and it's starting to reach so many people, not just starting, it has, you know, teams are not just looking at homegrown talent anymore. Some of those kids over in Europe have been playing professionally at 15 years old, 13 in some leagues, against grown men, preparing for our NBA and their Olympics, you know. Do they have a right? Do they have a right to want to compete? Absolutely. Everybody deserves a right to compete at the best of their ability and as close to equally as possible when you're playing a professional sport. You know, some say professional sports now is going out the window because of the betting, the legal ways of betting and so forth now is watering down the game. You know, what's your thoughts on that? Go ahead and let us know. But we're starting out tonight's show with nepotism, you know, because one of the things that I was paying attention to when I was watching the draft, I didn't get to see Bronny drafted in the second round. I only watched like the top 10 picks or whatnot. We didn't really know the kid, so I kind of faded off. But the hot topic is Bronny magically, if you believe in magic, magically being drafted by the Lakers at 51st or 55th pick. Y'all let me know which pick it was. And, you know, that's not to diss Bronny. Bronny worked hard. We watched this kid work hard in the shadows of his father, you know, with his father being such a conglomerate person, you know, business-wise, you know what I mean? It's hard to escape your father's shadow in the game of basketball. You can't escape it. But Bronny, with all of the cameras, all of the attention, worked his tail off. Worked his tail off to be able to get to an NBA combine. Just get to the combine and compete. Now, some people are going to say, well, it's because it's your dad. And if it's because of his dad or not, if his dad believes in him, I don't see why nobody else can. Because we live in such a hateful society. It's easier to hate than to recognize that this brother may become a great basketball player. You know, he was a freshman. He averaged 4 points at USC. That's not top 10 first round numbers. He didn't go in the first round. But what you have to understand is Bronny has been playing AAU ball and playing against AAU competition. These same kids now that are in the draft currently. He's played against these kids already. They know what he can do. I mean, is he a lights out jump shooter? No. Streaky? Yeah. Can he be a Pat Beverly? And find some dog in him and be a great defensive player? Defensive players last in the NBA. Look at Dennis Rodman. Look at Draymond Green, Pat Beverly, and so on that I can name. I believe that he'd get better, of course. But one of the problems that I have with our people is that we allow for the old media to speak through you vicariously. I know I'm using big words tonight. But vicariously means that you are carrying on something that you was taught. And it's affecting your decisions based on image or what you heard or how you were influenced, and not necessarily your own intentional decision making. So you're being something vicariously is going through your subconsciousness. Yeah, it's been going on forever. The media can make you hate somebody. The media has the power to make you like somebody. The media has the power to make the innocent look guilty and the guilty look innocent. Nepotism. I wanted to start to show nepotism because I really want you to relax, breathe, and take a moment to think about what nepotism is. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? It's neither. But has it been around since the 17th centuries or even longer than that with tribes and so forth? Absolutely. So you mean to tell me because a brother or anybody for that matter worked so hard to get himself in a position through networking, through hard work, through practices, through professional play, through playoff series, through championship series, through good media, bad media, you get to a position where you have the ability to infect someone getting or inheriting a business or getting a chance to play. I ask you, would you do it? Now, if you're sitting there speaking from an emotional viewpoint and not really listening to me, or you're just ready to respond, I need to ask you again, what type of parent wouldn't want the best for their kids in any realm, in any arena that has to do with business, academia, politics, entertainment, sports? See, the media is what's turning you out because there's always been family, brothers, sisters that have played in basketball. And yet we've never seen a father and a son play. This is a first in the NBA. But it's great to see. It's great to see that a man has installed the idea of his child wanting to follow in his father's footsteps and play in the league. You haven't seen nothing close to this since Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. And that was in baseball. There's nothing wrong with a man wanting the best for his child. And it's bizarre that through social media wires, because you know how they do the news media, they put that shit on our wires first, in our algorithms first, for distraction, for us to keep divided, for us to argue amongst ourselves about silly things. But it's bizarre that other black men had a problem with that. But when they had a problem with it, you have to understand their viewpoint and where they're coming from. They're not coming off this deep. A lot of people are not. A lot of people don't think critically. A lot of people don't think outside of the box. A lot of people don't look at the whole picture. But if it has a jingle to it, it comes from old media, they get everybody talking. And the first thing you get from others is just reactionary statements. They might not like LeBron just because LeBron beat their team before. I don't like that from LeBron. I don't like that. No, son, getting in it. That sounds like hate. It sounds like what some scholars say is emotion. The type of emotion that is found in the single parent homes with young men. How they always want to be so outspoken that there's no thought behind it. It's just hate or criticism or envy. How can you be mad at an athlete such as LeBron James for wanting to play with his son? I don't really care what your answer would be. The reality is that you're hating on another black man, which means to me that you don't have no idea, or perhaps you have some type of hate, or perhaps you haven't seen a black father do for his child. You know, being coerced and brainwashed and blinded to that visual of seeing a black male and his seed on a positive note and not no negative going to jail or dead storyline or narrative. This is why I give love to Lonzo Ball's father. I don't know what his name is, Lorenzo or whatever, Big Lonzo. I don't know what his name is. But y'all all remember a few years back how he kept saying his kids was going to make it to the league and everybody shunned him. And the old media, ran by the old media people, you know who I'm talking about. They didn't glorify their statements because a lot of them own the media department. But they got our own brothers vicariously to go after a black man that is raising his kids well, building character and integrity with them, teaching them hard work and what results come from being committed, strategized, and have a vision for what they're trying to do. We have to come off that. A lot of the people that be hating when these type of trends come out or these type of topics come out, as I notice the same people be attacking the brothers. And they attack the brothers with such vigor or vengeance. But let them talk about Eminem. They act like little prostitutes if you mention Eminem in the wrong way. But they're always ready to attack ours. Our own people be ready to attack ours. What is your thoughts of nepotism? Again, nepotism meaning favoritism based off of kinship or relations. And the act of granting an advantage, a privilege, or position to relatives in an occupation or field. And some of those fields may include business, politics, academia, entertainment, sports, religion, and healthcare. What is your thoughts on nepotism? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Can you honestly tell me that you can look at your kids right now, and if you worked your butt off to build a business, that you wouldn't hand it down to your children? You wouldn't prepare for them to take over that business? Or even if they wasn't equipped or qualified to take over the mantle, they at least would be in a position somewhere within your company or whatnot. Do I think Bronny James will start out with some G League ball, some Summer League ball, some G League and all that? Absolutely. Absolutely. But do I feel that if we can get him up there to play in some of them early NBA games and build some confidence, that he can start to become a great basketball player? Because that's really what it's about. I want to go ahead and tip my hat off to Bronny, because you don't make the decision on who your father is going to be. And with all of the attention on you, not everybody can handle that. We have to wait for it to be seen if you can handle the NBA stage and its lights and its attacks when you're not playing well. I think you've been raised properly. I think you are a good man. And you got a guy as your father that knows about, just the public speaking and being in front of the cameras. Let's talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. Los Angeles Lakers finished the season last year with 47 wins and 35 losses. They were eliminated in the first round. They finished third in the Pacific Division, and they won what was a tragic, not such fun in-season tournament that nobody really liked. It was kind of whack. Lakers won it. And what's interesting is, how do you go from winning an in-season tournament to getting knocked out in the first round, barely making it to the playoffs? Talk to us about it. However, how Bronny got on the team, and excuse me for my words, as long as he works hard, man, I don't have a problem with it. Nepotism has been going on for many years. Nepotism is picking someone, let's say, arranged marriages. You want a certain family to marry into your family because of whatever, finance, or because of the same ideologies. This has been going on forever to protect bloodlines. I don't have a problem with nepotism. Nepotism was big back in the 80s and 90s. When people would start to say, why do the kids get to have scholarships to college? Why can't they pay like regular students? They started there. But then we started to discover how through these NCAA tournaments, through these college football bowls, through these TV contracts, how much money these teams were bringing in off of their athletes. And because of the courage of Ed and Charles O'Bannon suing the NCAA for basically image rights, you know, they deserve to make that money. So right now in the NBA, though, if you notice the last 5 years, you've been seeing a lot of NBA players' kids going into the league. And it hasn't been that big of a deal. It hasn't been that big of a deal. But now we want to attack LeBron James. And we seem stupid, ignorant, enticed into glorifying stupidity, and not realizing or taking a look at a black man working his butt off, working his tail off to put himself in position to hire his son or bring his son in. It's a wonderful thing, man. And you cannot tell me that you would not, if you owned a business, or if you just wanted best for your child, you wouldn't share knowledge and information or give businesses back to your child. You're supposed to. You're supposed to. So I need y'all to understand that when you see that. Stop knocking the Lonzo Balls. Stop knocking the Deion Sanders, the LeBron James. These are black fathers, man. And we need to be tipping our hat off to that they are raising some great kids. Great kids, man. We are so sick of seeing our own kind get influenced vicariously about a negative narrative about our black men. Our black men, okay, I get it. I understand y'all want this to be some type of sexual evolution. But I'm sorry, old media, and I'm not sorry. I want to point out to you that all black men are not homosexual. And I say that because I see the narrative being converted and channeled in a negative way. You never want to balance it out and show our black men doing great things and raising great kids and being productive in their communities and sharing information. So I felt that we need to talk about nepotism tonight. And I would love to hear what you guys' thoughts are on it. I need you, before you just give me an answer, I need you to look at your children. And if you have a purpose, I need you to tell me and everyone else that you wouldn't hire your children or you wouldn't do this for your children that would help them in any arena that has to deal with business, politics, academia, entertainment, sports, religion, and healthcare. Go ahead and let us know. We here live, Coffee Talk Podcast. This is the Grown Folks Social Hour. And we just chopping it up right now, man. We just chopping it up. It's a great show. I got mine lit. Where's yours? And plus, what are you sipping on? Again, tonight's flavor is the Vesper Martini which is a mixture of vodka and gin and Lebron, which is another type of vodka, and also put a lemon slice in that. And what you got? You got you the Vasper Martini, made famous by James Brown, 007. No doubt. So before we get ready to go, I would like to hear your thoughts on the Lakers. What is your thoughts on the Lakers hiring JJ Redick, former Duke three-point sharpshooter? Had a good game, but he's never coached at any level. And Darvin Ham. You know, again, when people want to create negative narratives about people, whatever, you know, it's LeBron wanted Devin Ham out of there. But do we look at Devin Ham from an accountability standpoint? He got the team to 2 playoffs. But the Lakers are supposed to be a playoff team. They're not supposed to be teams that struggle. So you don't get high reward for getting your team to the playoffs each year. They got to go deep for a Laker fan base to respect that. Let's just keep it real. And my thoughts were in the middle and tail end of the season of the 2023 season that Devin Ham had lost the team. And anytime a coach loses his players, where he's not motivating his players verbally, he's not engaged into his players, because, you know, players can tell by body language and feel on if they're feeling you or not, if they're feeling your message. Perhaps Devin Ham, my understanding of Devin Ham is he just wasn't good at substitutions. And a lot of Laker players had a problem with him. Should he have been let go? Perhaps. Why? Because they gave him 2 years. 2 years is what it is for most coaches. Most coaches get 3 years. That's it. If you ain't went deep in the playoffs, or you ain't turned this team around where it looks feasible to continue the investment in making a playoff team and out of the East or the West, then you're not going to last long. That's just the game. That don't have nothing to do with the nepotism. That doesn't have nothing to do with LeBron James bringing JJ Redick over. Y'all act like the Lakers don't have a GM. Yeah, they drafted Bronny perhaps because of what LeBron James stated several years ago when he said he wants to play with his son. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do want to point out this, and I've said it before in the past. Perhaps it's not sport anymore, it's entertainment. And that's why I kind of lost the luster of watching the sports like I used to do, man. I used to put a couple hours in, man. Wake up early, watch the pre-shows and all that stuff, and then get ready for the games. Now I just really catch a lot of my sports off of the highlights, you know. I do enjoy boxing. I watch boxing matches, but as long as the NBA and the NFL, man, it just seems real garbage to me, man. You know, and that's not to diss them, but I call it how it is, man. It's I used to like the competition of sport, and now we have to go down to the college rankings or even the high school level just to see some fair play, some straight grit, some straight competition. Anybody can win. It ain't scripted. It ain't, political. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are on sports today. Do y'all bet on the games? The last game you bet on, how much did you win? Go ahead and leave that in the comment. Let us know. And while you're there, make sure you hit the like button. Give us a welcome back if you want to. We're happy to be here. This is season 3, episode 1. And it just happens to fall on Grown Folks Social Hour. But we are back, man. We're going to be getting a lot more Coffee Talk Podcast. If you don't know what Coffee Talk Podcast is, it's a cultural variety podcast show where we appear 3 days a week, and we try to stay consistent. Yeah, we have some hiccups, of course, but we try to stay consistent. But we like to appear 3 days a week, and we like to give you what we call on our Mondays, Sunday, Monday alternate nights. We like to give you all cultural study night, where we are talking about everything and anything from our ancestors, poems, topics, chapters out of books. We like to give props to our doctors, our lawyers, our scholars, our entrepreneurs, our people. And then on Wednesdays, we like to go ahead and have what we call Wednesday night sports edition. And we don't care about who won or lost a game, but we like to talk about the different intricacies that goes on in the world of sports with our people. That's what we do on Wednesdays. And then Friday and Saturday night, again, are alternate nights. We come to you like we are tonight, where we're just going to, relax, chill, have Grown Folks Social Hour. Some nights we may be joking around. Some nights we want to hear from you. So we have, this beautiful dialogue tonight about nepotism. And again, we would love to hear from you. Go ahead and leave a comment, hit the like button, definitely share the video. But it's Saturday night, so we're not going to keep you any more longer. But thank you for tuning in with us tonight. Again, you guys are the champions, man. You know what I'm saying? We will be back Monday. We'll have our next episode of season 3. That's our cultural studies night. So we definitely want to encourage you to tune in to our show on Mondays. We have a little bit for everybody here. Your children, yourself, your husband, your family, your grandparents, whatever, man. We give it to you 3 days a week. Coffee Talk Podcast. So with that being said, I want to leave you with this. Make sure that every day you find a day to give some information, pass some knowledge, or just help somebody. Every day, make sure that you get that in. You know what I mean? That's what we need to do, and that's what we got to do to keep building in the right and rising. You know what I mean? So until then, I'm going to go ahead and hit you up with the universal peace sign. Thank you for tuning in to Coffee Talk Podcast. This is season 3, episode 1. And I am your host, Mashum Saba, M. Saba. And this is our cultural variety podcast show. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We out of here.